What's happening everyone, TomGorian here, welcome to episode number 9 of the F124 Alpine to Glory. Today we are getting ready for the Belgian Grand Prix at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit, the updated Spa circuit on F124, as we get set for the mid-season of season number 1. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more F124 content as we near the end of season 1 of the Alpine to Glory. Starting this video with, of course, the updates to the goals with the specialists, and as you can see, there is the championship standings. We are doing quite well for our expectations. We are 6th in the Drivers' Championship. We are 7 points behind Fernando Alonso, who suffered a DNF at the previous race at Silverstone, and I believe we are 6th as well in the Constructors. Pierre Gasly is actually doing quite well as well this season, as we are setting the tone as far as where our pace is for this first season. And then as we get into the second half of the 2024 season, we've got a lot as far as upgrades coming as far as the timeline is concerned, with some powertrain upgrades. We've got a major chassis upgrade that should be coming, as you can see, the weight distribution. We've got a rear downforce upgrade for the halo, and then I think I'm just looking just to see if we have any durability upgrades. We've got MGUH, improved materials upgrade coming from Pierre Gasly's side, and then from our side we've got the monocone structure for the 23rd, and then Gasly's upgrade for the halo coming on the 24th. We are currently battling against the RB cars for the best of the midfield as far as the fastest car is concerned, and we want to try and close the gap between us and Aston Martin as we enter the second half of the season. We've got 459 resource points, so we're not going to really try and get any more upgrades as we get our major chassis upgrade. That is so important. Obviously we've had the worst chassis for the first half of the season, and now with that upgrade, that brings us that only brings us to the third worst chassis. So clearly there's still work to be done as far as trying to get that weight down and trying to get more weight distribution to get a better balance onto the car. And we can't really upgrade anything else. We don't have enough resource points for the roll dampers. That will improve the tyre wear. Unfortunately, the rear downforce on the halo for Pierre Gasly, that failed. So I don't know if we have enough resource points to do that. We do, but that will be on for the Dutch Grand Prix, so I don't know if we're going to be doing the upgrade, and the answer is no. Downforce, we're okay for downforce. We just need to be upgrading our powertrain and also our chassis. I might do that rear floor under tray distribution upgrade that costs 580 resource points for the next video, or I could even go and do that floor upgrade. However, we need to get more chassis upgrades because we want to start competing with likes of Haas and also Aston Martin as we enter the second half of the season. However, it's the updated Spa-Francorchamps circuit. However, we've got some news from Anthony Pinkham.
Hello and welcome back, and as you can see, the paddock is a hive of activity behind us. More action though going on behind closed doors, because Anthony Davidson, we are in the middle of silly season. There is speculation everywhere as to where the drivers will move around the grid. Tell me from a driver's perspective, just how distracting is this?
It is a distraction, and it has been up until this point in the season, especially when you're outside of the car. But once that helmet goes on and the visor's down, it's back to business as usual, and that's when you see it all melt away. You're in the car doing what you do best. But yeah, certainly out of it, you sometimes see it boil over. Drivers have a few strong words to say to each other after some moments on track, because it is such a stressful environment.
A huge mind game for all of the drivers. We're having secretive meetings, clandestine chats. What is exactly being said though? Give us a level of insight.
So if you're not performing, obviously, you know, we're in a very brutal world in Formula One where the driver's data is there on show for inside your team for all to see, and you're constantly being compared against your teammate. There's nowhere to hide. And if you're not performing, then your team boss might be looking elsewhere and might not be telling you the full story. So sometimes you seek news from elsewhere in the paddock, even from the media. They might be telling you what's really going on with inside your team, and that's very uncomfortable. And then on the flip side, if you're having a great season, you might be the one having secretive talks with other teams that are performing better than your own team.
Okay, well, we're nearly out of time, so I'm going to send you to the commentary box, and we're going to get ready for today's Grand Prix.
High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
So here we go, qualifying at a wet and damp Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Obviously, this track is updated, as you can tell from the screenshots and the videos that were released before the game's launch. And I have to say, this track, in every F1 game, it's such a pleasure to drive, and especially with no line, with the updates, this track is by far probably the best track to drive on F1 24. As you come across the line, practice was wet. All the practice sessions were wet, so that means I had a really good understanding of the wet conditions. As we set 1 minute 54 flat, that puts us P4 onto the grid, and for our last lap, P10 so far as we stand, with just under 47 seconds left to go. Lose the back end on the exit of the Les Comps chicane. We are going for a very aggressive setup as far as wing values. I think it's something like 14.7 or 13.6, trying to maximise the straight line speed in sectors 1 and also sector 3. So, as you can see, starting the lap, it's completely dry as we enter Eau Rouge, trying to nail the inside curb and then stay as straight as you can. Look at the scenery, look at the trees, look at the massive grandstand of Max Verstappen fans. As you can see, there's some flags there, some Union Jack flags maybe for Lewis Hamilton, entering Les Comps with the gravel there. That was a perfect entry. And as you can see, a little bit tight as we enter the fast right-hander down the hill, lock up there in the front right, third gear, and it's been a decent lap so far, coming into across No Name and now down the hill in towards Puan corner. Of course, we are 5.5 seconds off clearly, because this is the only clear running that we've been having all weekend. We are pretty much the last car to set a lap, so hopefully we should get the best of the track conditions. We are currently last, so if we make a mistake, chances are we are going to be starting from last, and we nearly lose the back end there coming out of sector number 2. And now as we enter the back straight here, we are 8.5 seconds up. We don't know anything. We don't know if that is a good lap. We don't know if, we don't know what is the expected lap time for this Alpine. However, we need to get this lap sorted. Braking at the 100-meter board, down in towards third gear for the first part of the chicane, down in towards second gear for the rotation, stay to the left-hand side, in towards fourth, 10.3 seconds, across the line we go, and it's P8. So, okay, not a bad qualifying session. Okay, we clearly don't have the car to be competing with the likes of the front runners. However, I'll take that. As you can see, 8 tenths behind Lewis Hamilton, who gets another pole position. Gasly gets 5th. Gasly has out-qualified us. He's qualified Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. So Gasly, wow, Gasly was cooking there. But most importantly, we are now ahead of Lance Stroll in the rivalry. As far as the ratings rivalry is concerned, no improvement to the experience, racecraft awareness, slight improvement onto pace. However, we are still a 79 overall. However, it's time for the race. Let's go to Spa.
Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track's a great one for fans of pure speed, and the average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Leclerc, Verstappen, Thomas, Norris, Bottas, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Ricciardo, Sainz, Russell, Albon, Sargent, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Joe, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race.
This is probably my favourite circuit out of any F1 game, simply because of how iconic Spa is and how fun this certain track is to drive on any F1 game. There's confirmation, 99 wings, there's the suspension geometry, and of course the tyre pressures. I'm going to increase the rears just a little bit, 46 on the suspension, 1914 on the roll bars, 70, 35 and 60% for the engine braking, and also the on and off differential as well. Very aggressive setup for this race. As far as the strategy is concerned, I'm tempted to do a medium to soft strategy. As you can see, it's only 1/10 slower, well, less than a tenth is slower. So however, I don't really want to be running at a massive offset compared to the AI, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to the soft medium.
The formation lap gets underway then, and it's going to be interesting today to see how the dry conditions could affect the lifespan of the tyres. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Everyone is starting on the soft tyres, however the question is which cars are going to go from the softs to the hards, and which are going to switch to the mediums when the pit stops happen. A double top 10 finish for the Alpines. That is the aim here. Gasly's in third place now, and we are in a solid top 10 position. Hopefully, we can try and make it out alive in La Source. It's not been a friendly corner over the years. However, it's a Spa Grand Prix for 5. Red lights, and away we go. Lights wearing hell for long. Decent start there for Leclerc and also Verstappen. Gasly's into second. He's trying to hold it around the inside of Hamilton. We're going to try and go 3 wide. I think it's us, Bottas, and Lando Norris. No, Magnussen. Magnussen's literally swiped in between the middle of us as now we go downhill in towards Radion and El Rouge for the first time. Verstappen is behind Charles Leclerc. However, we're not going to try and sit behind the Red Bull for much longer. We're going to try and use our low wings to our advantage around the outside of the world champion. Entering late calm. We're going to try and also get Gasly as well. Go around the outside of Hamilton. Gasly tries to take the lead. No, Hamilton fights back. However, we're in P4 here at Spa, and that was a great overtake from us there. Double overtake. However, there's no room to try and rest as we're going to try and go down inside of Perez. We lose the back end there on the exit of the entry of the chicane. I'm sorry, I can't even speak right now. As we tried to go on the outside of Perez on the entry of the chicane, and that didn't work because we lost the back end. However, we're going to do a double overtake here. It's Gasly and us. We're going to double team Sergio Perez. It's side by side in towards Les Combes here as Perez tries to fight back in towards the right-hander. We're going to force him out wide, and now it's a double Alpine podium here at Spa. Hamilton takes the lead. Gasly is in second, and we are in third, and we have a tough choice now to make. What choice do we do? Do we stay behind Pierre Gasly and try and hope for a double Alpine podium to try and maximise our points? Or do we try and pass Gasly and maybe go for the win on Lewis Hamilton? As you can see, the gap is 2.1 and it's 2.4 seconds on Gasly. So Gasly has lost a couple tenths, and as we begin the next lap, Gasly's lost a second. So unfortunately for us, we have to take matters into our own hands. We have to now pass Pierre Gasly for second place here at Spa, and there it is, second place in Spa. And now we've made the choice. We're not going to go for the podium. We're going to try and go for the win, as Mark tells us about our engine temperature. No one really cares about the engine temperature. It doesn't really matter with this game. However, first lap of clean air, we are just over a second on our teammate. 1.3 seconds as we come across the line. 45.7, fastest lap. And that is confirmation that we do have the pace to try and win or compete for the win for this race. So, 45.7, let's see what we can try and do. Next lap, 47.1. Wow, okay. That was, I don't think we were pushing that hard on that first lap. But now, entering the second lap, the gap's hovering around about 1.7, 1.8 seconds. And as you can see, 46.9, okay, slightly better compared to that previous lap there. However, we are not, we're staggering as far as our race pace is concerned. We're clearly not as quick as we were with our fast lap, but we're slowly but surely catching Lewis Hamilton to the point where we have DRS, and we are now 6 tenths behind Hamilton. So again, what can we do? We're going to try and extend our pace to Sergio Perez. However, it's clear that just Hamilton, the AI don't seem to have the same pace as in a straight line. So we're going to try and see if we can get this overtake done. We are 5 tenths, and clearly our low wings are working around here as we get the objective to overtake Lewis Hamilton before lap 15. We're going to do it now. Hamilton goes defensive around the outside in towards Les Combes. We take the lead here at Spa for the first time this race. We started in 8th. We now take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix with 12 laps to go, and that's massive. That is massive. As we now enter the end of lap 10, lap 11, in towards our pit stops. We hit the wall. Hopefully we don't have any damage. We don't get a penalty. I don't think we have any damage, though. We kind of hit the wall very hardly. I think Gasly has went for an undercut on the previous lap. I think he went on the hard tyres. However, it doesn't matter about Gasly. It matters about Hamilton, Leclerc as well. Piastri, Sainz, they've stayed out. Hamilton and Leclerc have boxed. We've retained position and the net lead here at Spa. However, coming out the pit lane, and there is Logan Sargent, and I think Lance Stroll will also get us. Gasly's right there. Gasly is on the hard tyres. That is a very interesting strategy from Pierre Gasly to go on the hard tyres. I don't know what he is thinking there. However, with Sainz and Piastri pitting, we now retain the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, and that was the story of this race. After we boxed, we do a 45.2 on the mediums. Just because of our aggressive strategy and the aggressive setup, we pretty much bolted and we extended the gap, and Hamilton could not challenge us. We get the objective of a 1 minute 40.4 and we nail that, 48.4, and we do a 45.8 for that lap, and that was the story. Hamilton could not challenge us at all. Leclerc actually overtakes Hamilton on the last lap, and yeah, this is unbelievable scenes, simply because we didn't expect to come to Spa-Francorchamps and compete for a podium. Never mind the win, a podium just never seemed likely, but because of our aggressive setup, we've absolutely dominated the field, and we're going to win the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yes, guys, yes! Come on, boys! Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Here come today's winning drivers, and what a race this was. This is a team that knows success very well in F1, and they're just itching for even more. Congratulations to the Alpine team for their excellent win today.
In only our first season of our Formula 1 career, we have won twice. We won at Miami, and we have won as well at Spa. Like, I'm shocked. I didn't expect our car to be so competitive against the Red Bull, against the Ferrari, against Lewis Hamilton, and the Mercedes. But clearly, we just had a straight line advantage, and we were able to pick everyone off one by one. Gasly finishes 7th. We finished, Leclerc, Hamilton. As you can see, our lap times as well. We were on par with the AI. Leclerc 45.3, 45.6, 45.4, 45.8. Yeah, we were quicker. We were legit quicker on pace. Today, as you can see, Piastri 46, 45.6, 46.1. And yeah, we were the only people, we were the fastest car on track today. So that was unbelievable. I didn't expect to come to this weekend to win, or never mind win, get a podium, and we've absolutely smashed the field. 66 experience, 80, still 80 racecraft, 78 awareness, 82 pace, and 76 focus means that we've achieved 80 overall in the Alpine to glory. We are still having 42% on our recognition as far as our teammate is concerned, and we are now level 1 with the strategy analyst. We progress in the wind tunnel engineer, and now level 1 at the quality assurance tester. So yeah, that is that for episode number 9 of the Alpine to glory. We take our second victory of the season, and we are smashing all of our records, all of our expectations as we enter the second half. And as you can see, there's confirmation, 80 rating overall for the Alpine to glory. However, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more F1 24 Alpine to glory content as we end the second half of the season. And we're going to end this video with a secret meeting. However, who is it? I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. In a bit.